Good afternoon, children. Hope you have given your exam nicely, and now by this time you got familiar with the system and how it runs and all. Just one thing I want to suggest you all that as we are giving 20 minutes to 30 minutes to solve the question paper, you don't wait for the last minute only. Okay, uh, before 5 minute or 5 to 7 minute you start submitting your paper once you done. Okay, do that. Now today we are going to revise the chapters which are there in unit test portion. As we have done the in unit test portion, you have seen the questions which you have got, that is mainly objective type questions, but the short answer type questions are also important. So today we are going to discuss that. And before doing that, I want to tell you one more thing, that the worksheets which I have given, that is based on the curriculum only. Okay, as you have got the book in your hand, you have seen that much more things are there in the chapters, but all these things are not there in the curriculum. You go through the curriculum properly. The things which are there in the curriculum, we will be following the those things only. Okay, so exercises which I am giving as worksheet only follow those things. Okay, many much more things are there in the exercise which are beyond our curriculum, so we are not doing those things. Okay, so which are directly related to the curriculum, we will be doing that only. And in the portion also you have seen uh, which are there in the book, which is not there in the curriculum. Beyond of the curriculum, I am not doing that. I am not discussing those things. Okay, so uh, if you get enough time you can do that, but exercises known for those questions which are not there in the curriculum and which I have not given to you all to do, uh, those things no need to write in your exercise copy, school copy. Okay, no need to do that. So follow the worksheets which I am providing you all. Okay, this may be from the book also, but you just follow that only. Okay, extra questions no need to do, no need to write. Okay, I hope I'm clear enough now. Okay, let's start. Today we will be discussing some give reasons. This you will be getting in the exercise only. So the first question is in chapter 4, uh, that is element, compound and mixture. See, in chapter 5, that is pure substances and mixture, this is the chapter in your book. Okay, I'm telling that which is there in the book. So in curriculum it is chapter 2, element, compound and mixture, but in your book it is there in chapter 5. Okay, pure substances and mixture. In chapter 5, exercise 1, exercise 1. Okay, page number also I'm writing. Page number is 59. Okay, so question number 4, here give reasons. This is there. So this we are going to discuss today, and I will be telling how to write the answer. The points I will be telling, but you will be writing the answer of your own. Okay, so once you try how to just are you can you write that or not. Okay, then after that we will be discussing that in our next class again. Okay, so the first question is, why do sugar and water retain their individual property in a solution? So in sugar solution, two things are there. This is a mixture, we know sugar is there and water. if we add sugar in water, suppose in a glass we have taken some water and we are adding sugar in it, then we will be getting a sugar solution. Okay, now the question is, why in a sugar solution the property of sugar and water both exist? Why the individual properties of sugar and water, uh, they retain their properties? Why sugar and water retain their individual property in the sugar solution? This is something different than that of the compound. In a compound, we have seen that the property of the individual elements that has been lost in a compound. But as this is a mixture, sugar solution, this is a mixture. So in mixture, sugar and water both exist, both are there together without forming any bond. That means they are not changing their original form. Okay, they are not changing their original composition. Sugar's composition and water's composition will remain same in the mixture. Okay, they are not changing their composition, only the sugar particles, they are getting adjusted in between the intermolecular space of water. See, suppose in this glass we have these are the water particles, suppose water molecules. These are the water molecules. Now we have added sugar. Now these gaps are there in this water molecule, gaps are there. Now this sugar particles will get adjusted in between this intermolecular space of the water. Okay, so it's clear from this that they are not forming any bond. Okay, sugar and water both are present in the mixture individually. They are not forming any bond between them. Okay, that's why sugar and water both are there intact. Their composition is not changing at all. So both will retain their properties, both will show their individual property. As sugar is having a sweet taste, so the sweet taste of sugar we can get in the sugar solution. Okay, as well as the taste of water also, or the other properties of water will be there in the sugar solution. Okay, so this is there. Now if instead of that, if we had taken a compound, suppose sodium chloride, okay, common salt. So here, when common salt will be when sodium and chlorine, these two different elements, both are different element, this is sodium, this is chlorine, when they will be forming bond between them, they are when they are forming a compound, common salt. Okay, this is a common salt. Now when common salt is forming, sodium and chlorine, they are having a bond between them. Okay, not like this sugar solution. Okay, unlike the sugar solution, sodium chloride will form a bond between them, and that's why sodium and chlorine both will lose their individual properties, and we will be not getting any individual property of sodium and chlorine in their compound. So this is the difference between a compound and a mixture. Okay. Another thing I want to tell you that in the curriculum you will be seeing there are no formulas are there. Okay, for suppose formula of water is H2O, like this formula of common salt is sodium chloride. So this kind of many formulas are there in your book, but in curriculum no formulas are there. Means to write down the formulas, these type of questions will not come. Okay, as it's not there, it's omitted in curriculum. So no need to memorize or no need to learn. Actually you should learn, because in higher classes you will be doing that. These questions will be there, but for class 6, in exam I'm telling, no, to write down the this formulas of the different compounds and all. This question, this type of questions will not come. Okay, as it's not there in the curriculum. So hope you are clear now. Okay, now let's come back to this. Give reason. The second question is, why do petrol and water form a heterogeneous mixture? Why petrol and water? If we mix petrol into water, these two will not mix together. They will form a heterogeneous mixture. Why they will form a heterogeneous mixture? This is the question. If we add this petrol in water, suppose this is water in a glass or in a container, whatever you can, we have taken water. Okay, and if we add petrol in it, we can see it will form a separate layer. On water, the petrol will be forming a separate layer. So this is petrol. Okay, that means these two separate layers are formed, which can be separated by separating funnel. This separation technique we have learned. So why this is a heterogeneous mixture? Here from this figure you can see the petrol and water, these two are not mixing together. If instead of petrol, if we use alcohol, then we will be getting a homogeneous mixture of alcohol and water. But here petrol and water, this is, so here petrol and water, they will form a immiscible mixture, as these two are not mixing together. So this is called immiscible mixture. And as they are forming two separate layers, they are not mixing together homogeneously. That's why this is a heterogeneous mixture. Now come to the third question. This is what the question is: if we add carbon disulfide can be written as this, CS2 carbon disulfide. If we add carbon disulfide in sulfur, sulfur dissolves. But if we add the same in ferrous sulfide, iron sulfide, then it will not dissolve. So what is the reason? The property of sulfur is there, that is the sulfur can dissolve in carbon disulfide, or carbon disulfide can dissolve sulfur. So this is the individual property of sulfur. As sugar dissolves in water, if we add water in sugar, then the property of sugar is there to get dissolved in water. So in the same manner, sulfur and carbon disulfide, they are having property of getting dissolved. They are forming a solution, homogeneous solution, we can say. Okay, now if we add the same, see here in ferrous sulfide, sulfur is also there, but if we add carbon disulfide in ferrous sulfide, it cannot dissolve ferrous sulfide. What is the reason? This is the question. Here in ferrous sulfide, we can see this is not a this is not a single element. Sulfur, this is a single element, but ferrous sulfide is not a element, this is a compound. And in compound, as we have seen for just now only, we have done that in common salt, sodium and chlorine both has lost their property. Both have they are not having their individual, they are not showing their individual properties. So in the same manner, ferrous sulfide, when iron and sulfur will form a compound, they have lost their individual property in the compound. So sulfur also will this will lose its individual property. So sulfur now cannot get dissolved in carbon disulfide when it will form a compound. So student, now the homework for this today's class will be these three questions. Give reasons. You have to write of your own. I told you how to write, and you just try to write that. This will be your homework. And at the same time, as you are revising the chapters, these two chapters for unit test, keep on doing that. And this give reasons also you will be doing. Okay, so up to this for today's class. Next day we will be meeting again, and that day we will be doing the revision work only, or we can discuss the paper for mock test also. So let's see what we will be doing. Till then, you keep studying and have a good day. Thank you.